Hello, friends. Welcome to Top of the Stack MTG. So, the camera cord arrived. So we're back to our old setup, which is excellent. We've got the microphone, we've got the camera, so that's very fun. I don't know where to sit yet, which is kind of strange. I don't know about the background, so I decided to just shoot in front of the bookshelf. This is kind of a temporary place for us. We're going to move in about 3 months. Now that we've been here a while, we kind of know the layout better. We're going to find a place that really works for where our day jobs are and all that kind of stuff. And then I'll really be able to hone down exactly where I'm going to be. But for now, the bookshelf might be fine. We'll see. It seems all right. Okay, so I have an interesting subject to talk about today, and that is understanding your expectations. This is a really big deal, I feel, for playing Arena. Arena lets you play a lot more Magic than you're used to, and it puts you up against a lot more opponents. You could literally play 1,000 different people in a month. The competition is incredible, which is a really good thing, to be honest with you. It's really fun. Okay, but it does mean that you need to be aware of your personality type, your player type. And you need to have good expectations. What's the matter? My cat's meowing. It's okay, kitty. It's all right. You need to be aware of your expectations so that you don't get overly frustrated with the game, which can easily happen. Okay? One fun way that I've kind of found to be aware of your expectations is the 4 categories that Magic developed over the years of player types. So Magic has said there's basically 4 types of people that play Magic, and they gave them names. One type is called Vorthos, and that's a person who loves the stories. They read everything that's written about the game, right? Because there's fictional stories that go along with the sets. The sets tell a little story. So they've read all the stories, and they study them, and they love them, and they play the cards that are in the stories, right? And that's very fun. It's very cool. It's not the way I play, but it's very cool. And one thing that a person like that needs to keep in mind is they're probably not going to win. And I know that's a very extreme thing to say. The neat thing about Arena is there's so many players at so many different levels with so many different styles that they can pretty much guarantee a 50% win rate. If you lose a bunch when you start, they're going to pop you down. Your MMR will go down so that you'll go against people who are of equal skill level to you. And if you win a bunch, they're going to up your MMR, so you're going to go against people who have the same skill level as you. And adjusting this, every game, they'll just like, ooh, that went down a tiny bit. Ooh, that went up a tiny bit. Just adjusting that over time with the huge population that they have, you're pretty much going to have a 50% win rate, which is great. Okay? So, a Vorthos should not expect to get Mythic with their story deck. That's not a good expectation for them. Right? A person could say, ooh, I love this card. It's so important in the story. I know it's not very good, but I'm going to use it because that's important to me. And they play it, and they don't do really well, right? They'll get their 50%, but they don't do really great. But they have fun because they're using the cards that they love. And that's all that's really important. So that's type number 1. Type number 2 is a Timmy or a Tammy. A couple of these names I guess they felt were gender specific, so they made 2. So Timmy Tammy, I guess, is going to that's me, by the way. This is me, a Timmy player. Timmys just love big cards, right? 1616 Convoke, sign me up. It's incredible, okay? Mind-blowingly good. Now, it doesn't mean I'm going to win with it, right? Of course. Putting those cramming all those huge monsters in your deck is not the best approach to win. But 1 out of every 20 games, it's amazing, right? For a Timmy, of course. I love it. right? I have a dinosaur deck that I just can't get away from. I love the thing. And people ask me, well, where's the removal? And I'm like, the dinosaurs are the removal, right? So you need to be aware of what type of a player you are. So I'm a Timmy. So I know I'm not going to the Pro Tour, right? I know I'm barely going to get my 50% win rate. It takes me a while to get my 4 wins in the day so that I can get all the goodies that you get each day for playing Arena. It takes me a little bit because I lose half the games, but the other half are super fun, right? So it's important. Timmies need to just keep in mind that they love their super big stompy creatures. They can just look at the card and go, oh my God, this is amazing. But it doesn't mean that they're just going to win every game they play. It's very important to keep that in mind. Third type is a Johnny Jenny. Johnny Jenny is, and this is, I think for me, this is a very interesting type. Mostly because it's what Dana is and what Jared is. They're both Johnnies. Okay, Johnnies have the idea that they're going to find a card that nobody else plays, but they're going to find a way to make it work. And they're going to show everyone through their master deck building ability that they can make this card work. And this is a tough one because Johnnies want to win. They want to show off this amazing thing that they've created. And I've kind of realized over time, a lot of times people will come on the forum for Arena and they'll talk about how they just can't win and it's terrible. The shuffler must be getting them or some, all these excuses for why they can't win because they know deep inside that they're a master of the game, right? And it's important for people to understand that it is just fine for you to express yourself through your deck building. It's a great thing. Dana has this amazing deck that she plays where she uses all these little 1/1s. That's all it is. All these little 1/1s. There's this little 1/1 that says 1/1s can't be blocked. There's this red card that says every time a 1/1 attacks, you take damage. It's amazing. It's a cool deck, and I've never seen anybody use it. It's very cool. But she's not on the Pro Tour, right? She's doing well. She's doing really well. Actually, they're both doing really well. They're both, I think Jared just crossed into Diamond and Dana's like 3 games away from Diamond. So they're doing seriously well. But it's not the most efficient way to get yourself to Mythic top 8, right? If we wanted to compete in the competition that's coming up in March, where you can win $250,000 as the first prize, you can't take a Johnny deck. You can't do it. You're not going to make it to the top 8 in time. So I think Johnnies have the roughest time with understanding themselves and being able to say, it's okay if I lose. It's okay if I don't have the best deck in the room because I have the coolest deck in the room. And that's what I try to remind people of on the forum. If you want to express yourself through your deck making, do that. It's amazing. At least half the games that these guys play, somebody says nice when they play a card. Because they're not just going up against the same old 9 decks that are in the meta right now, right? They see something and they're like, oh my gosh, what are you doing here with this deck? This is incredible. And that's cool, right? So they're doing very well, but they can't imagine that they're going to revolutionize Magic by teaching somebody. I mean, the internet, there have been thousands of people that have played millions of games to test this meta. Literally millions. And they've got some good decks. Just going to say, right? So the last one on here, which leads right into this, is the Spike. Okay? A Spike just wants to win. It's the only thing they care about. If you're a Spike and you want to get into Arena, then you must go out and get a net deck. You got to say, what's the best deck around right now? Good, I'm building it. And you need to build it because all you care about is winning, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all, of course, right? You want to win. Great. Build that net deck, get on there and go. It's crazy because literally they're, like I just said, they're having a competition in March. The top 8 of the Mythic bracket, literally the top 8 players in the world on Arena, are going to be invited. They're going to win at least $7,500, but they could win as much as $250,000. They're going to stream the whole thing so we can all watch it. It'll be awesome. I'll try to make a video once I get more information about it. And you could be there. If you're a Spike and you go out and you grab a net deck and you give yourself 4 hours a day to jam on this game, and you take your beats and you go up and you go down and you go up and you go down and you get there, you could win the money. Straight up. But do not kid yourself. I cannot kid myself. I can't be like, my dinosaurs are going to do it, because that's just ridiculous, right? I have to know from the get-go I'm going to lose a bunch, and I'm okay with that because I love playing with these cards. That's okay with me. So I hope that you'll be able to figure out what kind of a player you are, and you'll be able to set up decent expectations for yourself, right? I believe the time will come when Dana and Jared make it to Mythic. I believe that. If they get enough days off, that they're not busy, because if you can only play for 20 minutes a day, it takes a lot of games to get to Mythic. And if you can only play 20 minutes a day, you might not play enough, period, right? But if you know you've got a lot of time you can dedicate to the game, and as a Johnny, you can say, okay, I'm not going to just play a net deck, but I do understand that there are good cards and bad cards. So I'm going to get a good card that doesn't see a lot of play, and I'm going to build a deck around it, and I'm going to push with that. And they might make it to Mythic, which is totally cool. They won't be in the top 8, right? I guarantee you the top 8 are net decks, of course, right? Because they're the best decks by the best players with the most time. That's what you need to get up there. And I hope one of them wins because it's awesome. Or maybe one of the streamers, There's going to be streamers there. There's going to be the top 8, and then there's going to be like 36 pros. The pros are probably going to stomp everybody, which is fine because there is skill in this game, and pros do the most practicing. So that's totally cool. I don't have a beef with that, but it would be kind of fun if somebody eked through, And I don't want the game to look bad. Like, hey, any random person could show up and they'll just win, right? I don't want that to happen, but at the same time, it is pretty cool that they've got this wide net that they've cast of player types. Okay, so that's all I have for now. I hope this helps. I hope that you'll be able to set yourself some serious goals for the type of player you are. You can literally say, as a Timmy, I am going to get that 16-16 on the board, and it is going to crush someone. At least once, that's going to happen, right? You can set yourself a decent goal, you can fight for it, and you can do it. Okay, thanks very much for watching. If you enjoy it, hit the, thumbs up and all that, and have a great day.